This is Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie. Nova.
Workplace nicknames. It amazes me how clever this country is because they keep spitting out the goods. I mean, we ended up printing some of these workplace nicknames on toilet roll.
Yeah.
Just so you could have a laugh while you're wiping your bum.
We're still struggling to give away those toilet rolls, aren't we, Tom?
Yeah, guys, we've got 235 of those available, so maybe every caller will also get...
the toilet roll.
Remember the idea that we had for every big guest that we had in the studio that we would, on a roll of toilet paper, we would get every one of their tweets.
Yes.
So they could read their
That's right.
tweets.
There was a company doing that.
The history of tweets. And then that company, I don't know why company shut down.
I've got no idea.
I thought it was really
Can't see
popular.
any holes in it. What about this one? My husband has a friend called Nathan who is very chatty. Their friends call him Explanathan.
Oh, Explanathan. What kind of Explanathan is that?
They used to call my friend Simba because his uncle killed his dad.
Oh, whoa. Oh.
I knew someone named Julian that had epilepsy. They used to call him Julius Seizure.
Oh, good.
The director's son worked in our office. He was called Broken Arrow because you couldn't fire him. I played rugby with a guy who was always injured. They called him Tampon, in 1 week and out for 3.
Oh, no, that's just going way too far.
I like this one. I got introduced to a salesman called Speedboat. I asked why he was called Speedboat, and they replied, no sales.
Oh, what's the nickname around the office?
Shania Twain.
Why Shania Twain?
Oh, because they don't impress me much.
Here he is, Shania. How are you? Oh, Paul, good start. Natalie, let's go ahead with your workplace nickname.
Handbrake,
Why?
because she puts a stop to everything.
Oh, here she is, handbrake.
The handbrake's arrived. Thanks, Nat.
Vincent, best workplace nickname?
So we got a guy called, they call Kev, and he's actually called Keith, but he's got an eye missing.
Oh, he's got an eye missing.
He's got one eye. He's physically actually got one eye missing, Vincent?
Yeah, he had an accident and there's one eye missing.
Vincent, there was one I saw to do. There was
He's Kev.
He said he worked with a guy called David, but he lost his ID for work, so they called him Dav.
That is
Vincent,
brilliant.
awesome, buddy.
Natalie, workplace nicknames.
The name is Mirrors,
Why mirrors?
because whenever you ask him to do anything, he says, I'll look into it.
Nat, that is perfect.
Well, Gary Ayres, my coach at the Crows, he was known as Sunset because he would always say in a motivational speech, at the end of the day, boys.
Oh, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day,
I'll tell you what, at the end of the day,
is
fellas.
Sunset.
What about this one? I used to work with a boy that got called Daisy. I said, why? And I said, some days he's there, some days he wasn't.
Oh, Daisies.
I had a friend who was missing an ear. We called him Teacup. Mate, this list has over 4,000 workplace nicknames on it.
It is a good effort, isn't it?
It's magical.
Do we continue?
Yeah, keep going. We've got so many more
The
coming
nickname
through.
for Mark Levy, who fills in for Hadley downstairs, is Sunshine because he's a little Ray. And I think that's such a great nickname. It's so good.
I used to go to school with a guy who had 3 testicles. His nickname was E.T. for extra testicle.
Well, no,
When I'd get on the bus with kids, they'd yell out, testy, testy, 1, 2, 3.
No, well, I played footy with 3 dicks, and that was his name. His name was Shane Treblecock.
I had a friend who had a stutter. We used to call him Remix. I had a friend who was really attractive but not very bright. We called her Lava Lamp. Man, it's brutal, isn't it? Harry, what was the nickname, buddy?
Morning, fellas. It was Dom.
Dom.
It turns out it wasn't his name. It stood for Dirty Old Man because he hits on anything that moves.
Oh, no, the Dom.
Hang
on.
Did he know he was known as Dom, Harry?
No, I found out because I've been calling him that for months.
Oh, he thought it was his actual name.
Jumped on the bandwagon. Good on you, Harry.
Not bring that up with our premier then.
Some of these names are brutal.
Luke, what nickname did you give your mate?
We gave our guy Tail Light.
tail light.
He wasn't bright enough to be a headlight.
Richard, what was the nickname, Rich?
Yeah, g'day, mate. We had a bloke with one arm shorter than the other one, so we nicknamed him the Clock.
Awesome.
Got a text from my mate Dax just then. Had a mate who worked on the wharves. His nickname was Nessie because spotting him on shift was rarer than seeing the real thing.
The Lock. Here he is.
An amazing sighting today. He turned up to
Do you
work.
know what? It does, when you're feeling down at work, a good nickname gets you up again, doesn't it?
Very powerful.
I wonder if there's some, because there are people out there, you know, people that can just do puzzles, they can do codes, they can get through Sudoku a lot easier.
You think there's a professional
I
nicknamer?
reckon there's a professional nicknamer out there.
Wow. Maybe
Somebody
that's,
just comes up with them.
maybe that's what we need to do with this topic. You call through, describe the person.
Yes.
We give the nickname.
Straight onto it. It's
lot
like
of
the
pressure.
person that gives the headlines at Daily Telegraph, you know? You were born to do it.
Or the headline off here with Matt DeGroot. You were born to do it. Keep them coming.
We've got Jake.
We got a mate from work. We call him the wicket keeper.
Yep.
He puts his gloves on and stands back.
Good on you, Jake. Good on you, buddy.
Easy.
Classic stuff. He's called it. What's the nickname, Mandy?
Yes, our office manager. Often you'd walk in and you didn't know whether you were going to get a hot or cold reception, so I referred to her as Teflon.
Yeah, there it is.
Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie on Nova.
Have you ever heard of a guy called Ron Shepherd?
Ronnie.
You're not meant to have. He's a father of 8. He has been married for 8. I don't know how many years in total, but he has been married 8 times.
Oh, Ron.
My dad always says, I must love hymns and wedding cake.
Oh, that's
Very funny. And we laugh a lot after he says that. We laugh for ages. And then
Fortunately, we
we
didn't.
stop.
Those jokes in the family. I know when when I was growing up and we were ever in the car driving around Campbelltown and we could hear the bells or the things chiming on a Saturday, because everyone had Saturday or Sunday weddings back then.
Yeah.
Friday weddings weren't really a thing. And Mum, we'd be driving along and we'd hear the bells and Mum would say, silly buggers.
Oh, someone's going to ruin their life.
With Dad in the car.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, it was
yeah.
like
It's always funny.
bit of a family joke.
I
you know?
do, when I'm sitting at the church sometimes, for a friend or something, I'll do a... good to get the first one out of the way.
That's good.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that one.
good.
Oh, I love it when people introduce them, introduce their partners. This is my first husband.
Yeah, that's always
This
good.
is my current wife.
Yeah, current.
Or it's
Really
it's
funny
always the
stuff.
funny joke as well. That it's the beginning of the end.
Oh, yeah. You get less for murder, mate.
Yeah, why are people so down on marriage? This guy loves marriage. He's had 8 of them. But he has now he's hung up his boots, or his dating boots, and he's moved to a care home, saying that his love life has worn him out. He's 74, Ron.
It's your love life that's burnt him, is it?
See,
Well, that's what he's saying. He's the UK's most married man.
Oh, I mean, I'm a big believer in marriage, or I wouldn't be married. But I remember going to a wedding in the country one time with Mum and Dad. It was like a family affair, and they got up there, and the bride and the groom, and they were so emotional about the love that they'd found.
Yeah.
That I couldn't believe it. I was young at the time, and I remember thinking, this is what love is about. These two people can't get enough of each other, have committed to each other for life. This is beautiful. And then Mum leant over and said, do you know how they met? And I went, no. And she said, he was a teacher and she was married to someone else beforehand. And I went, you've undone it in one sentence, Mum.
Well, that's not fair,
You've
though,
undone
because
it in
everyone has
one
a
sentence.
past.
Are they still together, that couple?
I
You
don't know. But more to the point, I just thought
He's
that
just
they'd searched
keen on sullying their reputation.
their whole lives had been brought to this one moment where this one person on the earth...
simplified by one thing.
That's what I thought it was.
Doesn't always last like that, though, does it?
And usually, if you've been married 8 times, what's the common denominator in all of that? What's the problem?
The girls.
You are.
Oh, sorry, you are.
You are.
Why don't we ask someone who has had multiple marriages? Jobby.
Chobby.
Hi, Jobby.
Hi, how you going, guys?
How
Jobby.
many
Jobby.
marriages, Jobby?
3 marriages to the same girl.
Oh, so...
To the same girl, Gobby.
Yes.
Jobby. So did you Did you, Jobby, did you get divorced the first 2 times or just split up and went back?
So, my marriage is more like an interreligious marriage. My wife is a Christian. I'm a Hindu.
Right.
So my parents had a lot of objections. So first we got the court marriage. So we had the legal papers.
Right.
Then my mother said, no, we need to do our way, our tradition. So we did the Hindu marriage next year.
Beautiful.
Then her parents said, oh, we need to do the Christian way in the church. So we did it the third time.
Oh, Jobby, it's expensive. Is that why they call you Jobby? You got bloody 3 of them on the go.
C-H-O-B-B-Y, Jobby.
Oh, I do not. So everything's going well, Jobby. Could there be another
So far,
marriage?
so good. 18 years married with 2 beautiful kids.
Ah, beautiful.
Oh, well done.
I think you need to renew the vows, though, and go for the 4th, Jobby.
No.
We will do that on a silver.
Yes.
We will
25?
One. Because at the end of 3 marriages, we literally had 3 receptions. So we had invited close to 400 people at the end of 3 marriages.
On the Jobby. What do you get for 10 years, by the way? I've got that coming up.
Oh,
What's 10 years? Is that like handbag or
Paper?
paper, is it? I'm fine with paper.
Oh, isn't it Gucci?
I think it could be Gucci.
I think it's Liao Wee.
Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie. Nova.
We are very excited. You know why? Because we've got an actual professional in the studio.
Wow.
Wippa?
No,
No.
it's Andy Cohen.
Andy Cohen, welcome, buddy.
Hey.
Mate,
Good day, mate.
G'day, mate. Welcome to Australia.
Well, thanks for having me.
You were here in 97.
I was here a long-ass time ago.
Yeah,
that shows how old I am.
There's an old saying, too long between drinks, mate.
Tell me about
We've
it.
missed you.
Welcome back, mate.
Can we talk about your success with TV and TV shows and the Real
I can't
Housewives?
think of a more interesting topic. Yes.
Let's celebrate
I'm
it.
engaged.
I mean, I've done a bit of TV show pitching myself, right?
Okay,
And
yes.
of course,
How's that gone for you,
it's
Wippa?
going okay. But you know what's tough? The amount of no's that you do get, and people try and say, hey, every no just puts you closer to a yes.
It's true.
Besides the great successes that you've had, how many shows have you pitched, do you think?
Oh, I mean, look, I've launched many shows that have been bombs.
So you're the one.
Absolutely.
Can you name one of them?
I can name so many. The first show that I produced when I was an executive at Bravo was called Battle of the Network Reality Stars. And my concept was that the big stars of today were reality stars. And let's put them together doing kind of these challenges. It was just a huge bomb.
Yeah.
But, you know, we learn from our mistakes,
Of course.
don't we, Wippa?
Every day.
Yes.
I started my career through reality television.
Really?
I went on one of the first seasons of Big Brother here in Australia.
Really?
Yeah, in 2004.
Wow.
And then
Did you make love under the watchful eyes of the Big Brother camera?
He just in the spa a lot.
Right. Well, I think that's what those spas are for. Right? They're in there for a month. Look at Fitzy. He has needs.
Can we drain that spa?
Fitzy has needs.
And did you know what he did?
What?
He took the guy aside who he thought was going to win.
Oh, no.
And when he thought no one was listening, he tried to rig the competition to go halves in the winner.
Well, I said, if we get down to the
that's
final
smart.
2. Yeah, it was.
What's wrong with that? Did you wind up winning?
He knew that I was never going to win, so he knocked my offer back. Yeah,
He
which
won.
was really unfortunate.
And the guy won.
He went on to win. He got the $1 million.
But guess what? Where's that guy today? And look at Fitzy.
Well
Thank
said.
you.
Well
He,
said.
he invested really, really well. He's now worth $30 billion.
Oh, right. And that guy is James Murdoch.
That's Elon Musk is his name.
Yes, exactly.
He's gone on to do bigger and better things.
Right.
No, I admire you, Andy. The
Thanks,
reason,
Fitzy.
and watch what happens live with Andy Cohen. We all know in this industry, when you interview someone, you only get a certain amount of time, and it's really hard to build up a relationship with someone in that time.
That's true.
You walk that tightrope so well with getting people to trust you, and then you asking very personal questions and extracting some very personal information.
That's what I do. Yeah.
How do you? Did that take a while to do, Andy?
Yeah, it did. I mean, I think that for me, the cool thing was I started my on-camera career interviewing Real Housewives.
Yes.
And when you interview a Real Housewife, the great thing is you can pretty much ask them anything.
Because it's real.
And so I think that I became fearless in that way where I was like, okay, well, I'm going to ask them everything. And then, oh, wow, now Meryl Streep is in my chair.
Yeah.
So I feel a little more empowered where I'm like, hey, you know, what about this?
Yeah.
So, and I think that it's the audience expects it of me. So I think that I want to deliver for the audience. And I think, by the way, when people come and sit in my chairs, they know that they're in for something.
Yes.
You know, they're engaging with me. So don't come if you're, you know, scared.
Yeah. I mean, when you take a show like Real Housewives, it would have been almost impossible when people said, all right, what's in the episodes? What have you got? Because the drama that naturally unfolds, you can't predict or write.
People say all the time, I still get tweets 15, 16 years into this thing saying, I don't like her storyline this year. You guys should have come up with something better. It's like, well, guess what? We didn't come up with crap. This is what it is.
Yeah.
This is what happened, I like it when people try to rewrite the narrative as though there is a script. There is no script.
Yeah.
The secret sauce is in casting women who are highly dramatic.
Who's the most brutal housewives out of all of them, in your eye?
Brutal in what way?
In would throw anyone under a bus.
Well, I think if people were just blindly throwing anyone under the bus, that doesn't work because you need to understand someone's motive.
Yes.
And if it's just arguing and line throwing, but there isn't any humanity or humor behind it wouldn't still be going on.
Very, very famous segment that he has on his show, but we have changed it. Andy, are you ready to play?
Okay.
Andy Cohen, are you ready to play? Plead the Fitz.
I love it.
Sorry.
I love a produced animation.
I thought
Are you going to give me 3 questions and I can plead the Fitz to 1? Is that the idea?
Oh,
okay.
Please,
Well, these are just 3 questions that I would like to know from you. Is that all right? Okay, here we go.
Please.
Which guest on the show refused to play Plead the Fifth?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think anyone has refused.
Because they know if they come on the show, this is going to be there.
Well, for some of them, usually the bigger ones.
Yes.
And also, what it is we don't give them the questions for Plead the Fifth. So you've got someone from like Hillary Clinton coming on, and we're saying we're playing Plead the Fifth, which is a highly provocative and challenging game. And so we said, sorry, we do not give the questions. And she answered, and she did not plead the fifth.
Good on her. That's a great effort. Question number 2. Which celebrity would you never invite back onto the show?
Oh, shivers.
Which celebrity?
Was there anyone that disappointed you, Andy?
I think it's more about me disappointing them.
Yes.
I think I disappointed Deborah Winger, who's a great big movie star. I think she didn't like my Plead the Fifth, actually. She was not a fan. I was asking her to rank her kisses between Redford, Richard Gere, and who was the third? Some amazing other third guy that she's kissed in a film. And she's like, that was 20 years ago. Why would I remember? I go, if I kissed Robert Redford 20 years ago, I would tell you everything about it.
So then
I would still have the smell of Redford on me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How awkward is it afterwards? After you finish that and the cameras go off? Yeah, it is a little bit.
Bye. See you next time.
No next time.
This is the big one for me that I want to ask you. And you see all of this in Hollywood. But who takes advantage of their celebrity status more than others?
Well, that's a good question. What does it mean to take advantage of your celebrity status?
Is that
I certainly
maximizing?
take advantage of it in terms of trying to get dinner reservations somewhere or...
See, our culture's different to yours, though. We have tall poppy syndrome over here where we bring people down for doing that. But in America, it's lauded, isn't it?
I don't know if it's lauded, but I'm just saying, like, hey, if I can get a reservation at a restaurant, I have no issue with that.
Do you book your own reservations?
My assistant does.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's rank.
Is that problematic in Australia?
No, I
have
try
my
to get
sister book my...
Try to get Tom to do all our work.
Tom,
he
you
doesn't
should
do anything.
it. Yes.
Thanks, Tom.
But is there anyone else, the Kardashians, are they?
I don't know what it means to abuse your celebrity. We have to parse that out and see what that means. Yeah. I mean, are you trying to say which celebrity is just an asshole?
Yes.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Can I say that word?
Yeah.
I mean, usually people who have a reputation of being that way, usually when there's smoke, there's fire.
Corden, have you had anything to do with James?
Not really. I don't know him. Yeah.
Andy, can I ask this question?
Yes.
What's a TV show that you're surprised has had the level of success that it has?
The Real Housewives. I mean, kind of. I mean, it's been going on like 15, 16 years. Yeah. When it started, we certainly didn't think there would be 10 iterations and it would be a juggernaut and I would be in Australia talking to Fitzy about it. But,
That's right.
What can I tell you? But what other... that's one. That's a big one.
Yeah.
How long can you see yourself doing this for, Andy?
As long as they'll have me. I'm having so much fun. And I'm so engaged.
Yeah.
It's a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun. Yeah. I always say about working in TV, I don't work in TV, I get to work in TV. I think that it is kind of an honor and a privilege to get to work in TV. And I know that it will be taken away someday, and that's okay. But while I'm here, I love the ride.
Well, enjoy your stay here, mate. And you can stream brand new Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen only on Hey You. Thank you very much for coming over, mate. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Fitzy. You too, Wippa.
Thanks, Andy. I really appreciate it.
I feel quite at home here.
This is a brand new studio.
It's a really nice studio.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Does it smell all right in here, Andy?
It smells a little like Wippa, but I expected that. Okay.
Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie.
Nova.
We have the magnificent Sam Fisher, Amy Shark. They've got a brand new single, High on You, but they're here for Wrap Up of the Week.
Fitzy and Wippa and Kate Ritchie. I love it when you rap battle on Friday. Don't know how much that Wippa weighs. Escalator on at the buffet.
Goodness. I am so happy that Sam Fisher and Amy Shark are in the studio today because I thought, thinking it was my first week, that I was going to be, you're going to stitch me up. So I'm like, when I saw your faces in the hallway, I was like, oh, yeah.
I know you'll be live on stage when we do you.
Kate.
Yeah, that'll be
so
huge.
much.
Thank you.
Who's going to go first?
I can go first if you want, Amy.
Sam Fisher.
Come on,
Such a gentleman.
Sam's called it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Get into it, everybody.
The Fisher.
Hey.
We need to hear some noise.
Yo.
Come on, Sam.
It's Fisher on the mic.
Oh, yeah.
I can feel it.
This is good.
It's done this.
Hey, Wippa, I thought you died because you're heavier than all the 10 tenders combined. Your diet attempts are pretty lame, hey. Your stomach's got more inflation than the RBA. One day, Whip got a personal trainer. For Wippa the Whale, sure, it's a no-brainer. You tripped over a bench and you quit real quick. Now you're on the dark web buying a Zempic. Wippa, your love of food is such a shame. You're so hungry, you'd eat Amy's surname. Amy and I are here to melt your heart, because while Wippa's breaking chairs, we're breaking charts.
He's good.
Oh my God, I love the relaxed vibe. It was so laid back.
Man, you know what it is.
You're so hungry, you'd eat Amy's surname. That was my favourite.
That was good. I'm nervous now. You're like an actual rapper, bro.
You've done this
I'm getting
before.
hot in here.
Come on.
Here we go, Amy Shark.
Come on,
Man,
Amy Shark.
okay.
I've got your back, babe.
Mine's so Australian rap, okay? Right?
Good.
Hey, in the Hilltop Hoods, man.
Right. Fitz, I'm not going to make a joke about you. Look at your face. Who the hell did that to you? Your head's taken one too many hits. Your body's so gangly it should be outside a car dealership. Your muscles have lost all definition. Your knees should be on display at a dinosaur exhibition. Fitz, it's time to face facts, though, because you look like The Rock after a week of gastro.
Good. It's really good.
It was so brutal.
Do you know what I love about you? You were so still, but so cool.
She was good.
The real shark.
The Rock after a week of gastro.
That's really good. Who's the winner of today's rap battle?
It's not fair because I wish I was as cool as you,
name,
Sam. But just for old time's sake, I have to go with A.
It's done.
Wow.
Oh, well done.
Controversial.
Well done.
Yes.
Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie.
On Nova.
Riddle time. 3 of them. Get involved if you know. We need all your help. Let's get stuck into it.
Kate, I want to tell you about a guy. His name is Big Tony. Big Tony came on our show, excuse me, for traffic dating, because people question, is traffic dating legitimate? Big Tony came on traffic dating. Found love, right? Chose somebody who wanted to meet Big Tony, and the next thing you know, they've gone on a date, fallen in love, bought a house, and they've got a baby due in a month.
Oh,
Power of traffic dating.
Amazing.
You know what else Big Tony likes? Riddle time. He's messaged me this one.
Well, how does he have time to do this if
I
he's
don't know.
expecting a baby in a month?
It's his commitment to the show.
Big Tony, concentrate on the family.
What is the longest word in the dictionary?
Longest word. This is a trick
simple question.
Longest word in the dictionary.
I know this one.
Have you heard this one before?
It's smiles because there's a mile between the S's.
Wow. Richie. That is brilliant. Kate Ritchie.
I know.
You are on today.
That is not a real answer, though. That's a load
It
of
was
crap.
good, well delivered.
Riddle. These are riddles.
You're making stuff up
Good
now.
gear, Big Tony. All right, what about this one?
God, Kate, you're good at this.
I weigh nothing, yet can crush a person when released. What am I?
An opinion.
No.
Oh, that is...
It's
that's
not the answer we're
self-evident.
looking for.
I would give you that
Yeah,
one.
that's a better
No,
answer than
that's
whatever
not
you're going
the
to have.
bet. No, it's
Did you
not.
say criticism?
No,
Yeah, or an
I-
opinion.
What's like
An opinion is a beauty.
I weigh nothing, yet can crush a person when released. What am I?
when you release a
A rumour?
Is it a secret?
Close, Ryan. You're dancing in the right area. No. Tom, what did you say?
A secret.
Thomas Brian Ivy, you've stepped up.
Oh,
It's a secret.
I mean, you all should get a point for that,
I agree.
really.
Sorry,
Well done,
Kate. There's
Kate.
only one riddle master, and I'm the riddler in the booth. Here we go. I'm made up of something that everyone uses. I'm heavy, yet I can fly. I take on many physical forms, yet can't be touched. What am I?
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah, too long.
Yeah,
Way
too-
too
it
long.
was
I know,
too
I
long.
lost interest.
Oh my God, it's one sentence.
Heavy, something everyone uses?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
They're made up. They're made up of something
Stories.
that everybody needs.
Memories.
If you don't have this, you die.
Air,
Close.
breath,
No.
balloons,
Nope.
Oxygen.
Nah.
friends.
No. I am made up of something that everybody uses. So you need it or you die. I'm heavy, yet I can fly. I take on many physical forms, yet can't be touched when I'm in the sky.
Condensation.
Oh, I'm going to give it to you. You're right, it's a cloud. Oh my God, look at her. She's got it. She's got it. That's tapped, mate.
Cloud was my next
Was
one.
it? You went condensation when you were going to say cloud, but you got it with condensation. Your reaction's extraordinary.
She
I
loves it.
wasn't even trying.
You gave up when I gave you the riddle for the first time.
I know. God, so
Why do we need
good.
it to live?
Water?
Cloud.
Water.
That's
If you don't have water, you're
yelling.
dead. What about this? A man and his boss have the same parents but are not siblings. How is this possible?
Is it possible? The same parents.
MDG's on it.
It's a
sniffing.
step
He's sniffing.
parent?
He is his own boss.
Sniffing.
He's his own boss. He's got his own business.
Thomas Brian Ivy, he's self-employed.
Oh, don't do that again.
That is so gross. I'm like right here.
That is horrific.
I can see it and hear it.
Welcome to the show, Amanda.
Happy Friday, everybody.
To you too, Amanda.
Pardon?
Nothing, mate. Go ahead.
What's your riddle, Mandy?
Right. I am the only vegetable that is never sold, frozen, canned, processed, cooked, or in any other form but fresh. What am I?
I can't freeze it. I'm a vegetable.
You can't can it and you can't process it either.
Do you know
I
it?
think you're a
Tom?
hero,
I'm not sure
Tom.
what
Oh,
it
you
is,
think
Kate. You
you're
take
smiling. You're so smug. Is it lettuce?
It's lettuce!
Kate Ritchie.
What you
Man,
can't?
you've
So you
got it
can't?
brilliant.
Yeah, you can't process it. You can't freeze it. But you can freeze
freeze
lettuce.
lettuce?
Well, you
Yeah,
can,
you
but
can't.
well, you
Can't cook it.
you can do all of those things, but it doesn't.
But you
It doesn't.
don't.
But it's not at its best.
Yes.
Mandy. Prizes in the
Mandy.
post, Mandy.
Mandy.
Prizes in the post.
Love
you.
my.
Bye.
Love you. Bye, Mandy.
So much.
This is Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie.
On Nova.